Hi everyone. I've just been looking at the Resident Evil The Final Chapter Facebook page. And you see here it says, the greatest evil is sometimes closer than we think. That is true in real life because the greatest evil is close. Because World War III is coming, and nukes, and tidal waves, and a large earthquake, and all of that business. Because the fifth angel is coming with the key to open the abyss. When this fifth trumpet is sounded. See him right here looking like a clown? And he comes for the fifth age. And he brings this idol worship, this idolatry. Here we have Prince William. And in the bottomless pit, we have Obama, a Rockefeller, and Hillary Clinton. And they're all cast into the bottomless pit. See this right here? All of these nations rising up with the feet of a bear. See the nuclear football teed up, ready to be kicked? See the dollar crashing? And here's the oil for the wise virgin Christians. And then here we have a large earthquake coming. A large cataclysmic earthquake. See on 11.5 and 11.3? And then here, we're nearing the time when the dragon, see the dragon right here, comes after this woman. See her right there? Even they're trying to corrupt our Jesus Christ figures like James McAvoy and Professor Xavier, and they're trying to turn him into an evil figure like Darth Sidious. See? See the red for Satan on his lightsaber? This will it blend thing represents blending the religions together. See the green for Islam inside the blender? And then also it represents blending all of these nations together. And we think something's going to happen to Britain. That's why there's a nuke above David Cameron. I really hope something doesn't happen to Britain, because obviously I live in Britain. So see the Tom Dixon's wearing white for heaven. And this swirly thing right here represents just like hypnotization. And then, of course, we have the Alice character in Resident Evil. Well, the movies, at least. Because she's not in the video games for some reason. Even though I always dreamt of playing as her in one of the video games. But anyway, Alice represents the woman of the Bible, or the Lamb. And basically, she represents just like Alice in Wonderland. That's why she's got the same name. And, see, she's shown right here on this Economist cover, see? And then Jill Valentine Jill Valentine also represents the woman of the Bible, or the Lamb. Even Kmart does. See her blonde hair? See that she's wearing white for heaven? Just like this character in I Pet Goat 2 called Lily, also has blonde hair, and is also wearing white for heaven. See how Kmart represents her? And vice versa. So, see all of these Christians around her in the blue for Jesus Christ? And then, and you also see the Freemason checkerboard symbolism as well. Now, if you look at this closely, you can just make out Obama's face, but if not, realize he is the Pharaoh. And we have to come out from underneath the burdens of Egypt, just like Moses and his people did. See this Ringling Brothers guy right here? Basically, he represents this clown. Because you know, like, the Ringling Brothers is to do with circuses, and clowns are obviously in circuses. So, like, even all of the titles of these Resident Evil films, they all predict the end times. Like, this one's called Apocalypse, so you don't really need me to elaborate on that. Apart from this year, another film has come out that is called X-Men Apocalypse. Extinction, that represents the human race being wiped out. The Christians will go to heaven, and everybody who is left behind on the earth will be wiped out. Everybody who is left behind on the earth has to either go with Satan and take the mark of the beast, or they have to go to the guillotines. And then, obviously, the afterlife represents going to heaven and being reborn into your immortal soul. And then retribution represents Jesus coming back to earth and doing his retribution event, where he casts Satan into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And then the final chapter represents the final chapter of Earth's history, and possibly the final chapter of this age. Or maybe, actually thinking about it, maybe the 6th age is actually the final chapter. Maybe that's why Resident Evil, the final chapter, is the 6th film in the series, and also it happens to come out in 2016. See all of this stuff about the sixes? And it all represents the 6th angel coming and the 6th trumpet sounding. And that is when the 6th age comes. When the 5th age ends. Realise we are in the 4th age at the moment, and the 5th age is coming up next. And the 5th age is when Satan comes to have his time on the earth. But when the 6th age comes, that is when Satan is got rid of by Jesus. So, obviously, we got Resident Evil 7 coming out, and last year we had Star Wars Episode 7 come out. And that represents in Revelations, where it talks about Jesus lighting 7 lampstands. And it talks about a beast having 7 heads. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you all at the wedding feast of the Lamb. And keep faith in Jesus Christ. May God have mercy on us all. Even Claire Redfield, aka Ali Larter, represents the woman of the Bible as well. See she's got blonde hair. And see she's wearing blue for Jesus Christ. She's even barefoot, because she has to have her feet washed to get into heaven by holy water. Because it represents just like when Jesus washed his apostles' feet, like his disciples' feet. And I must say, she does have like really gorgeous and sexy feet. Ali Larter does. So anyway, that's straying off the point anyway. May God have mercy on us all. This devilish beast is coming.